Global events are precipitating so much lately that I'm constantly wondering how long it's going to take for the guys in charge to just blow up this planet. Not literally, but maybe literally. Anyway, are they ready to go to Mars yet? Because once they are, that's it. They're gone, and we'll be left here to fend for ourselves, fighting post-apocalyptic, radioactive cannibal zombies without a drop of water in sight to fuel our AI companions. I sound dramatic, don't I? I was kind of doing that for comedic effect, but not entirely though. If things were as obviously dramatic as I described them, this would be a whole lot easier, actually. It doesn't sound like that, but let me explain why. When you're fighting radioactive zombie cannibals, you know what you're fighting. Everybody else is fighting them too. You know right from wrong, you know where you stand, and what's waiting for you out there. Clarity and unity, they make life so much easier. That's a huge problem we're facing right now. We have no idea what's going on, who the real villains are, where the danger is coming from, and who to make friends with. When things are hazy, everyone can be a radioactive cannibal. And I think life has shown us all, apocalyptic scenery or not, that anybody can just turn full cannibal on you. Yesterday I was having a conversation about God knows what concerning the latest political event with a colleague over lunch. Oh yeah, I had just seen a reel of someone doing some annoying but necessary life chore like washing the dishes or trying to convince their partner why it's better to get a vasectomy. And suddenly the windows light up and everyone sees the bright and massive atomic mushroom cloud outside. The main character, dish in hand or argument in mouth, lets the plate drop, her shoulders relax, and a smile spreads across her face. It's over. It's finally over. I found it hilarious and told my lunchmate to stop worrying about whatever he was worrying about, that damn code that was just not coding, because soon it could all be over. We just need to watch for big bright mushrooms outside our windows. And while that could be nothing more than some very welcome, very funny dark humor, my colleague had a different idea. They're not mushrooming us, Mona, he said. They're boiling us alive like the proverbial frog. I had to drop the drama and agree with him. We're a frog in a pot of water on the fire. The water is slowly but surely getting hotter, but because it's not suddenly happening, the frog doesn't notice in time, and it stays in the pot until it's boiled alive. The problem is the same. Lack of clarity. When you think about it like that, post-apocalyptic horror movies suddenly become so soothing. You know what you're up against and you fight together. Now it looks like everything might be coming to get you, but you're not exactly sure. And since most things won't directly kill you, you have to die the slow, prolonged death of being boiled alive. We can get out of the house without someone chasing us to eat our brains. At least we still can. But we face water shortages and global warming and rents skyrocketing, medical bills chasing them, and Trump switching from sourpuss to complete menace on a daily basis. None of these is an imminent danger, but that's somewhat worse. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. Painful, drawn out, and just not deadly enough. The biggest problem is that all this lukewarm pre-apocalyptic stew is making us soft. We don't fight harder because there's no imminent danger. We don't get scared enough to rise and make a real choice or a real change. We're tired, we're lonely, we're somewhat broken, but not broken enough. We haven't hit the bottom of the barrel. We sometimes go out and protest, but not all of us, not even most of us. We watch disgusted as the world is turning into a spectacle, but we haven't yet grabbed our pitchforks because there is no imminent monster breathing down our necks. And if he were, I wonder if we'd really do anything about it. If terrifying monsters like Trump and AI don't scare us enough to jump right out of the boiling pot and punch them in the face, I honestly don't know what will. Truth is, we've lost hope. I know I did. I'm accepting what's happening, and that's just wrong. So much time spent in therapy and meditation so I could accept the world the way it is, and once I did it, it turns out I should have done the opposite. Fight it. I see the same happening all over the world. People are tired and they've lost hope. They don't think it can get better, so why fight? Poverty, insecurity, loneliness, despair, and when we open our mouths to say something about it, we're called doomers. So why even bother? It seems hopeless, yet not painful enough to jump out of the pot. And there's one more sick component to it. We think we're the good guys. We all think we're the good guys, we're on the right side, and we're doing the right things. I'm recycling, I'm walking as much as possible to reduce fuel consumption. I'm collecting the oil from my cans of tuna so I don't harm the aquatic ecosystem, etc. Let alone that I'm harming it by eating tuna. That's a whole different story. In the movie that's playing in our heads, we're the good guys because we're not the bad guys. But we're all delusional. Because in reality, we're all living in a world full of zombies, but everyone still thinks they're human. But we're not, my friends. We're all zombies here. The situation doesn't seem so dramatic because we don't realize we're past the point of no return. There was no bang, no explosion, no mushroom cloud to alert us to the exact moment, so it went unnoticed. Society is not ending with a bang, but with budget cuts and layoffs and eviction notices. Pathetic. We can't even get a mushroom cloud right. People still get up every morning. They're like the apocalypse hasn't already happened. They're still having babies, going to work, well, those who still have a job. Making scrambled eggs for breakfast, faking orgasms, living their quiet zombie lives. Society as we know it ended with a whimper, not a big bang. Just like the Roman Empire, just like many other things that thought they were too high to ever come down. The moment you're trying to make something great again is the moment you know you're past the point of no return. It's time to drink the Kool-Aid spiked with reality and either let it kill you or make you rise. I'm going to rise and make some scrambled eggs for breakfast because it's morning here. And, my God, this reminds me of something. When I was a little girl, my grandma used to make me these scrambled eggs. And when she had it, check this out. And when she had it, she would mix some animal brain in there. No kidding, that's a true story. I grew up on fresh brain for breakfast and an appetite for destruction bigger than Trump's ego. But that's the very thing that makes me unable to keep my big doomer mouth shut. So what do we do? What do we do now? Well, we're already doing what we do. Some of us accept it for what it is because we've lost hope and we despise humanity and want to see it die already. Others are blissfully unaware and living as if nothing is happening. Some stand and fight, although it's a lost cause. These are my favorite ones. Most are just trying to live as sanely as possible, despite everything. We eat simply, no brain scrambles. We walk outside, we write poems, we don't beat ourselves up. Why would we? We're already beaten. We live our lives, whatever that is. Hope you're doing the same. I'll see you next time. Bye.